Corporate identity is working with a client to help them brand. I thought that a lot of what happens in the area in which students are located impacts how passionate they are. If you're passionate about something in your community, you're more likely to continue with it and really push for it, as well as doing something that's just not an in-class project. You're not just developing something for a class and you're like, oh, it's another class project, whoop-de-doo, it's, you know, nothing better than what I did for my packaging class down, you know, an hour later. This involves actually creating something that helps other people beyond the classroom.
We started at the beginning of the semester where Samantha Barber, our instructor, had told us to go out and find a nonprofit organization that we wanted to represent and take under our wings and branch out and give a new brand to. So we all voted on it. We saw that Hope House needed our help the most. We saw that their brand wasn't conforming with what they were representing. So we all came together, voted, and now we're on it.
I actually had the opportunity to go to Hope House around 8 years ago, and so my first impression was it was a lot homier than an institution. It had a lot more character to it just because it was in one of the older homes. So first impressions, I thought it was a genuine place for comfort or to get off the streets.
My first impression of Hope House when I first saw it was that it was a shelter we really need to look into. I didn't really know much about it, but once I visited, that's when I really got my first impression, and I knew that we were in the right place.
I learned how to work better with teammates and understand their perspective and see their vision as something that could be possible and not just the way I see things.
I learned most that design could be more than just like a school project or something you see on a logo or billboard, but it can actually help your community and make a big impact.
So being a digital arts class, I thought I was going to learn a lot more about composition and layout, which I have. InDesign is something that I never knew before this class, and I'm learning it now. But for the most part, it has to do with like managerial issues where you work with groups, and that's one of the hardest things about this class so far for me.
About this project,
I think what I learned most is how important communication is, and I've never really been put in a place at LSUS where I've had to really work consistently with a group, and rather than turning in separate projects, this was something that we really had to get to know each other first before we could really discuss different ideas.
I learned a lot about how design can impact the business, because usually with design you're just like, okay, I'll design a poster or I'll design like this product or something, and it's just like a simple design like a Nike or something like that. It's not really going to have that much impact, but design really impacts on who sees your product, the awareness of it, and also if it connects well to the message of the company, like Hope House and workiness.
Graphic design is more than just designing, it's more like branding, you know, know about the company more, so you do a lot of research.
For the pieces that I worked on the donation page and the volunteering page. The way I designed it was so that people would have an easier time getting to choose exactly what they wanted to donate. For an example, for the donation page, we have really clear symbols for everybody. They can just go bam, slap the button, and it'll take them directly to where they need to go, and it'll have it sent directly to the Hope House. And volunteering, you'll be able to see everything that previous workers have done, everything that is going to be expected of you. And, yep.
The new website is fresh, it's modern, it's going to bring a new perspective to the Hope House, and donations and volunteering are a lot more accessible, whereas like before they didn't even have like a proper website. So now it'll be easier for people to know what they need, when they need it, and it's just a click of a button.
Hope. Trust. And expansion.
Friendly, family, and humble.
I would use to describe Hope House: generous, loyal, godly. Thank you.
I feel like the Hope House represents encouragement, hope, and comfort.
Caring, diligent, and sincere.
With Hope House have to be hope, worthiness, and change.
Words I've associated with Hope House are growth, because it is growing, help center for people, and a beacon of hope for people.
I think it's comforting, it's really homey, and it's a safe haven.